high-rise stocks. This is Fred. What can I do for you?
Hey Fred, this is Philip Naiman. Is Kelly available?
Uh,
Is-
I heard him talking like he's on the phone or something. Hold on a second, okay? What was your name?
Philip Naiman.
How do you spell last name, my friend?
N-A-M-A-N.
Got it. Thank you so much. Hang on real quick.
Thank you.
I can hear him back.
Like, nah, man.
I'm an island.
Is there an island, Nathan?
Naiman is an island. Well, no man is an island.
No.
Come on. These are the jokes. Stick with me.
No, I got it here. He's got a script for you.
Script Schmidt.
Girls on top. According to the Second Amendment of the U.S. Constitution, the right of the people to keep and bear
Didn't know
arms
you were
shall
here.
not be infringed. I
Thank
don't
you, sir.
bear my arms. Yeah, you bear your arms. I guess it's spelled differently, though, isn't it?
You'll hear topics related to firearms and shooting. Outdoor content thrown in. Be sure to join Kelly and his guests every Friday morning at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, live.
So are they going to, if they could get rid of, which, would they get rid of the Second Amendment first? Would that be the first one they want to,
Yep.
the progressives?
Yep.
With Kelly McMillin,
Then they can do whatever they like.
Friday at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Thank you for our team members.
They're going after the first.
And they're also going after private property,
Yeah, that's true.
especially here in California. You don't own that. You didn't build that. You don't own that. Those rentals, why do you have so many? You don't need those.
Is that what Prop 10's doing?
You don't need those, Dan. You're just a greedy white landowner.
That was called an investment. You're right.
No, you don't need those. You have Social Security. Why do you want anything more?
I could live on a
Dude, that's
what is
the
it,
men-
like $1,000 a month, maybe.
That's
I
the
don't know
men-
what it
but
is.
that's the mentality that they have. Is you don't need that. You didn't build that. You don't need that.
Well, you know, and you look at our roads and how good the government. Somebody might be on the line here. Hello,
I am.
guys.
Hey!
Heard everything we're saying.
Well, he's next. He's in Arizona. It's where all the deadbeats are going.
Oh, that's true.
Well, I wasn't sure you guys weren't on the air already.
No.
How you doing, Kelly?
This is the off-air show. It's always more interesting.
Yeah, it's definitely more colorful.
Yeah, I wish I'd have recorded all my off-air stuff.
Well, how are you today?
I'm doing good.
Good deal. So, what do you think about this Kavanaugh thing?
I'm so sick and tired of hearing the Democrats whine about everything. You know, and it's funny. Then you hear Shermer blame it 100% on Republicans. Well, it wasn't us that could. We couldn't do anything to delay it. It was your choice.
The man is a liar. And here's the sad thing. I actually have some grievances. I don't know if you've seen any of my recent posts, but I have some grievances against Arizona. Okay?
Too.
You're supposed to be this conservative state, but you had McCain for 6 million years.
You got too goddamn many Californians coming here.
Don't be blaming us. You guys, if your Second Amendment community, all you guys like to wear everything on their hips at the grocery store, would frickin' vote every single time, they wouldn't have a
We
chance.
have a problem. I know. I don't understand why people don't vote. I haven't missed a vote of any kind, since 1972. That was when I was 18 years old.
I think me too. I'm trying to remember.
First time I could vote was in 72, and I have voted every election since.
I did 73.
So I don't understand. I don't even comprehend that there are people who just don't bother to vote.
Especially when they have conservative leanings.
Exactly. When so much is being threatened.
Oh, it's
of what we
crazy right
believe in.
now. Yeah.
Well, not only that, but you're ceding the territory. You're just backing off. If only progressives are going to vote, who are they going to vote for? Who are the worst people to be in charge? The Nazi progressives, and they are Nazis.
They think the government can do a better job. It's insane.
No.
mean, you look at the experience, what the government has done.
That's
and
producer Dan. It's not that the government can do a better job. It's with their progressive ideas and the force of the government, they think they can control things better.
And it's not, there's no proof anywhere.
Well, the proof is exactly the opposite. The proof is 150 million dead bodies in the last century due to communism and statism. That's the proof, right? And it's a sickness, it's a madness. And you look at how they're foaming at the mouth over Kavanaugh. For crying out loud, this guy literally is a choir boy. I wouldn't have hung out with him because he's too much of a dork. Okay, seriously, he didn't cut it dark. And throwing ice at a bar, you don't want to know what we were doing in the bars, right? We were throwing people in the bars.
Exactly. We were throwing people over the bar.
I was a bouncer for 3 clubs. I was younger, but it was a whole different time frame. And yeah, don't throw ice in my club.
Yeah, you know what? I
It's the
get
perfect
scared when I see these interviews that they've conducted at these demonstrations, to listen to how much anger and hatred there is about the American way of life.
Yeah.
How did it come to that? How did people hate capitalism and think that anything is better than capitalism? Even communism.
They're living in fear, Kelly. It's they're afraid of getting out there and failing, so they'd rather have a safety blanket. They'd rather have a participation medal than to go for the win. That's the way it is. And you look at capitalism, it's the only system, capitalism, I'm not talking about crony socialism, like what we saw with the TARP plan. I just was reading about that again last night. Yes, it happened 10 years ago, but what a stealing of assets from the American people given to the progressive left that happened under that crud, under Obama. That's crony socialism, all right? Crony capitalism is 2 guys are on the golf course and they say, hey man, we're going to put this thing out to bid. The bid came in at $55,000 and $62,000. The guy says, well, I'll give you $53,000. It's great, you can get the bid, no problem. Okay, that's crony socialism. That stuff happens. Friends do business with friends. Everybody wins in that case. It's not.
Our country was built on that.
And that's what. That's
The guy
fine.
in your neighborhood who sold the wood that you use to make your stairs on your porch, he also buys the meat from the guy who runs the butcher shop and gets his clothes pressed by the guy who has the laundry. So
And no
that's
ticky,
the way
no ticky, no laundry. That's
There's
just remember that.
nothing wrong with that. And if you had family members, they got first choice.
Yeah, exactly. And what was your incentive? Your incentive was remain profitable so you don't fail.
Exactly.
And
I'm going to get the best deal from him I can get, so I'm going to give him a good deal, but we're both going to make it.
yeah, everybody has to give a little. And here's the thing the other thing they don't get is in California, my daughter works with me now, so we're driving to and from, and it's just great to have some of these conversations because she's a young professional gal and she's gone through Pepperdine University, so they screwed her up. I have to get her back to normal. And
Nice place, though.
beautiful place, yeah. Yeah. Well, Ballsy Ford went there too, so there you go. Somebody should have corrected her afterwards. Anyway, so we're driving in. We're talking about the cost of housing and how much rents are. And I said, well, why do you think that is? She goes, well, because landlords are just charging too much. I said, no, I mean, there's a reason. There's a shortage because the cities, like Redlands, cost so much to build in that those costs have to be added on to the end user. I said, all fees are added on to the end user. We're passing a construction site, and I said, you see all that orange fencing up there? I said, that's for erosion, because in California, we're known for flooding in Southern California. We need erosion control on every job throughout the entire year, not just March. Or January through March, I get it. The entire year? No, it's not going to rain all through summer. Anyway, so that adds $100,000 of expense. Does that come out of the developer's pocket? No. It comes out of the people who buy the home's pocket. The same people you say can't afford it have to pay more because of these regulations that are added on. The gas tax, do you think Exxon and Shell are paying the tax? No, it's added onto the price who the end user, the person putting gas in their tank to go to work in Long Beach from the Inland Empire, who has to drive a huge amount of time and spend their life on the freeway, that's who's paying that tax. And that's the whole problem here, is they don't understand any fee, any regulation is only paid by the end user. It's just passed on. And if it's not passed on, it's out of business. You've destroyed the industry.
I heard that Prop 6 is not going to pass. That kind of
Is that repealing the gas tax?
that kind of pisses me off. Well, if you read the way it's written, it doesn't
Of
sound
course, it sucks. Anyway, we need to get going here. I'm going to restart this video. We'll call this session 1 the pre-show show, right? So hang on one second, boss.